Greetings. This is the first of several videos giving you examples of how to do things with methods. Method in Java is the name for command. So when you're making your own methods, it's like you're making your own commands. Let's start with an empty hello world program. It's a good idea always to run your program first to make sure that it's in a working state. I'm going to show you how to make void methods. Void methods are methods that don't return answers. They're the only kind you know about so far, so don't worry too much about it. You'll learn about other kinds of methods later. Okay, so let's pretend that we want to make a command called display name. You need an opening and closing parentheses because that's how it knows that it's a command and not a variable. And it's underlined in red because it says the method display name is undefined. So remember, method means command, so the command display name is not defined. Alright, I'll show you how to define it. The first thing when you're making a new method is paying close attention to where you're going to type it in. It's very important that you don't put it inside the main method or inside any other methods. You can tell where the main method ends by looking for the closing brace that matches with this opening brace. In Eclipse, if you put your cursor right on the closing brace, you see it adds a little box up here. And then if I move my cursor, the box goes away. Box. No box. Box. So you can do it anywhere you want that's still inside public class temp, but outside of public static void main. Alright, the template for making a new void command is going to be the same every time. You're going to say public static void, and then after that is the name that you want your commands to have. And then after that will be some parentheses, and then after that will be an opening and a closing brace. This is the inside of the command, so this is where you tell the command what it's supposed to do. Alright, well, I need to give it a name. I said I wanted my command to be called display name. So if I type display name, now I've made a method called display name. So far it doesn't do anything. So let's have it just display some text. Okay, hello, this is a method. And then when I run it, you see it displays hello, which is this first system.out.print line. Then when it gets to display name, it displays hello, this is a method. Because when it gets to this line, it jumps down here, it runs this line, it gets to the end of the command, and then it jumps right back. Let's add a few more lines here. Okay, so why don't you predict right now, what do you think this is going to display when I run it? Go ahead and pause the video, make your prediction. So it prints hello, hello this is a method, back in main, hello this is a method, and the end. So let's look step by step. So it starts at this line where it says hello, then when it hits display name, it jumps down there to display hello, this is a method. Then once it's done, it goes back to the line that originally ran that command, and then it goes to the next line, so it prints back in main. Now we're here, and that calls the command again, so we go down here and it displays. At the end, it jumps back to the line that originally ran it, and then it prints the end. Notice that after the end, it doesn't keep going. It doesn't display hello, this is a method again, because the program starts running at the first line of main and it stops running at the last line of main here. So this down here isn't actually code that we're saying run this code right now. This is our definition of this method. This is our definition of what it means to do this command. But for example, if my main method had nothing at all in it and I ran it, the program doesn't display anything at all. Because even though I've defined a command here, I'm not actually using it. I'm not actually telling Java, hey, I want to run that command right now. Alright, so far so good. Why don't you go ahead and add another command right now? Why don't you call your command Waldo? And why don't you have the Waldo command to print, here I am, you've found Waldo. Okay, pause it, write your code. I'm going to show you the solution right now. Okay, so I'm going to make a new command. I could make it right here if I wanted to, because that's outside of main. I could also make it right here if I wanted to, because that's also outside of main. It doesn't matter what order your commands go in. They just can't be inside one another. So I'm going to make it here. The template's always the same, public static void. I'm calling it Waldo. I'm going to need parentheses and an opening and a closing brace to say where does it start and where does it end. And my command is just going to display, here's Waldo, you found me. If I run the program right now, you'll notice it didn't display anything about Waldo because I never actually ran this command anywhere. But if I replace this here and I say Waldo, and then I run the command again, I run the program again, you see now it prints hello, and then it runs the Waldo command. Alright, so that's the very, very basics about how you make commands. These are silly commands, so next time we're going to talk about how to make your commands more flexible using inputs.